Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Alena Chong. My ID number is PTR31132600. And then I'm going to present my topic is Chinese culture. So first I want to share about the introduction of Chinese culture. Okay, Chinese culture is the one of the world's older culture, tracking back to the thousands of the years ago. Important component of the Chinese culture included the ceramic, music, material art, cuisines, visual arts, philosophy, and religions. So officially, there have 56 organized of the ethnic in the China group. Then Han Chinese being the largest group. Many ethnic groups third merge into the Han's identity, have maintained distinct linguistic and regional cultural traditions. Okay, this is the history of Chinese culture. And for the costume and traditions, there are three main types of traditional Chinese clothing. The first one is the pianfu, and the second one is the changpao, and the third one is the xianyi. So I will explain about the pianfu clothes first. Okay, the pianfu was the most famous and popular Chinese dress by far. It was a two-piece outfit that contained a tunic that goes down to your knee underneath, but the tunics there were a skirt that goes down to their ankles. But the pianfu will not be the pianfu without of the pants. A cylinder shaped hat that is very unique costume that was kept for the special set. And then for the changpao clothing, this is very simple of all the traditional Chinese clothings. In this essence, the changpao dress was a fusion of the xianyi and the pianfu. It were the one-piece suit that started from the high of the shoulder and extended down to the very ankles. Okay, for the third clothing is the xianyi. Okay, xianyi is the modifications of the pianfu. It consists of exactly the same things as the pianfu. By the unique things about this dress is both pieces are sticked together. And then, so it look like on a very long sweet dress. So this is the xianyi. So this is the specials of the xianyi clothings. Explains how the Chinese death ceremony. Okay, there are two options whether to cremate or bury the body. If you want to be burned, the scope will accompanied by various type of song. They are played enter with the divines and the traditional concept along the way to the graveyard. Okay, starting from the house, music taught the use of flutes and drums will accompany to the scope will is it burnt. Okay, maksudnya di situ. Okay, kalau perkuburan Cina nih, kalau dia memilih untuk dikubur, sepanjang mayat tuh diangkat daripada rumah hingga ke tanah perkuburan tuh, lagu, drum, apa semua dibuka lah sampai dekat tanah perkuburan tuh, barulah lagu tuh diberhentikan. So next, family members will usually wear the black clothes or the white clothes, while red or floral clothes are strictly forbidden because it is considered to ridicule the decrease of his family. Okay, maksudnya di situ kita nggak boleh pakai baju merah ataupun baju yang berbunga-bunga. Sebab kalau kau pakai baju yang begitu, kita akan menandakan kita nih gembira, kita nggak sedih. Kalau kita pakai baju putih ataupun hitam, maksudnya di situ kita tengah bersedih. Kita tengah bersedih sebab ada keluarga yang meninggal begitu. In the past, the traditional Chinese society will include various types of property belonging to the decreased to the show. They show the status of the decreased while in the words. Maksudnya dorang ni dekat dunia, dorang kaya. However, as a result of their case, the practice is not longer used and it has been replaced with the stamp paper in the form of money to prevent theft. Oke, maksudnya kalau orang Cina nih, dorang di dunia kaya, dorang akan bawa harta dorang mati. Oke, semenjak banyak pencurian, banyak orang mencuri harta-harta dorang. Pencuri ini dorang pergi kuburan untuk mencuri harta tuh semua. Jadi dorang decide untuk tukar pergi kepada kertas, and then mereka tukar pergi kepada kertas, lepas tu dibakar, and then we burn it together. Kertas tu ada kasut, ada rumah, ada tukang gaji, ada banyak lah, ada kereta. Dorang bakar tu, maksudnya kalau dorang sudah bakar, benda semua yang dibakar tu sampai pergi dunia dorang lah. Okay, next we going to the Chinese culture, how they dance. Okay, in Chinese cultures have 4 types of Chinese dance. Okay, the first is ceremonials. It means for praying to the god of the beautiful harvest. The second one is dramatic, means for reporting and commemorating historical events. The third is martyrs, for example, for demonstrating fighting techniques. The fourth is agricultures, means for celebrating the nature and work. So this is the type of Chinese dance. The first is Yangko, ribbon dance, and the second is coach dance, and the third is folk dance, and the last is lion dance. Lion dance is the most popular. We always hear about this dance. Okay, now I explain about the Yangko dance. The ribbon dance, okay, is the one of the most theatrical dance in China. Using the ribbon, the dance began as the performance for royalty. It's later developed into a folk dance, that is the performance in the street during harvest festival and the other celebration. Okay, next is the coach dance. Okay, Chinese coach dance blends kung fu, drama, and acrobatics. It's emphasized to show the flexibility of body, so the movements are elegant and soft. Because the performance of the coach dance are usually more than one, so performance should be posed their movement extrality, and coach dance were usually describe the life of the immortals, so it's loaded of the king hope that they wanted to have an immortal life. Now we're going to explain to the next dance. Okay, what is that? Okay, so this is the folk dance. Most Chinese folk dance are just used to express people happiness, love lines, and celebrate harvest. Okay, different from the coach dance, there is no strict rules about the dance step and costume. Is usually performed in the festival like Spring Festival. The performances are designed to reflect Chinese people daily labor. If we don't have a lion dance, our Chinese New Year is very boring. So the lion dance The lion dance is the most whispered fox dance and the fox dance in the China. Okay, performing the lion dance at the spring festival or other festival occasions because Chinese people believe lion dance could bring a good luck, safety, and happiness. There are two performers who play lions. One handle the lion head and the other one control the body and the lion tail. This is the music instrument of the Chinese culture, which is pangling, zhang, yun lo, and dizzy. Okay, all of this is the music instruments, traditional music instruments of the Chinese culture. Now we're going to explain about the festival, Chinese culture festival. Okay, the first festival is the spring festival. You guys know the spring festival is Tahun Baru Cina, and the Lantern festival is Hari Tanglung. Okay, and the Qingming festivals mean festival kita pergi tanah perkuburan Cina, kita kasih bersih kuburan Cina tu. Okay, itu pun salah satu festival daripada orang Cina. And then the Dragon Boat festival. Dragon Boat ni dorang berlomba, festival berlomba boat, tapi boat tu berbentuk naga. Okay, and then the Double Seven festival is festival or hari hantu. Bagi Cina dorang ada festival hari hantu, jadi dorang akan makanan di tepi jalan tu. Jadi itulah festival, maksud festival dorang. And then have another festival is Min Atom Festival. Ini festival yang biasanya orang akan makan kek bulan. Orang Melayu pun kadang-kadang ada juga yang makan. Okay, another festival is Double Nine Festival. Yang lastly, the festival is Winter Solstice Festival. Yang ini festival dia festival musim sejuk. Jadi orang Cina ni dorang akan makan macam kita di Semporna kita panggil sindul. Jadi kalau dekat tempat dorang ada makan satu mangkok sup, tapi sup tu diperbuat daripada halia dengan gula. Lepas tu ada bola-bola tu dorang buat berwarna-warni, lepas tu dorang makan. Kan panas-panas dorang makan sebab kan musim sejuk, jadi dorang kena makan itulah. Itu ada musimnya, ada festivalnya juga. So the next is the language. Okay, I will explain more about Chinese language. Okay, so Chinese language is written with symbol. Their symbols are called Chinese character. Chinese character represents the oldest writing system in the world. And then Chinese belong to Sino-Tibetan group of language. Lastly, there are over 100,000 Chinese characters. Then this is the games of Chinese culture, which is Chinese checkers, and then Shangqi, and then the last one is Mahjong, and actually have many games in Chinese culture. Okay, for the Mahjong, they will play in Chinese New Year, gathering, kan, family gathering. So they play together that Mahjong in one table. Okay, for the Chinese culture sport, mostly they will play the martial art and the basketball. Now, I'm going to explain about the craft and art. There are three main types of fruit in traditional Chinese architecture. Okay, the first is straight inscriptions. More economical for the common Chinese architecture. And then multi-inscriptions is root with two or more clients, more economical for the common Chinese architecture. And then multi-inscriptions is route with 2 or more sections of inclines. These routes are used for residents of wealthy Chinese, and the last one is sweepings has curves that rise at the corner. Okay, now I will explain one by one about the craft and art. Okay, this is the Chinese kite. Chinese kite originated in Weifeng, Santong, China, city of kites. And then Chinese kite may be differentiated into from main category, which is chetipede, and then hard wings kite and soft wings kite, and then the lastly is flat kite. Okay, the second craft is the paper cutting. Chinese paper cutting are usually symmetrical in design when unfolded and adapt the 20 animals of the Chinese zodiac as themes and motif, and mostly choose the red color. Okay, and then the earliest use of paper was made as a pattern for linkers, decorations on window, door, and wall. So the next is Jianxi, is the first type of paper cutting design since paper was invented by the Chinese. And then lastly, there are something reference to Chuanghua, meaning window flower. Okay, thirdly, the craft is Chinese folk art. In China, traditional funeral included burning yonbao, which is folded paper that look like a gold nugget, or in gold called saichis, also in the ghost festival. Okay, a saichis is a type of silver or the gold in gold currency used in China. Gold stitches are used as a symbol of prosperity. Next is the fourth craft of China culture. Okay, Zhongguo is the Chinese decorations handcraft art that began as a from China folk art in the Tang and Song dynasty. I want to explain about the food and cuisines. Okay, Chinese cuisines has a long history that can be dated back to 1,700 years ago, okay, which is the dynasty. New recipe will create until its peak in the Qing dynasty. Chinese food can be divided into 8 regional characteristics. So this is the China 8 cuisines map. So this is the food, which is Guangdong cuisines, Jiangsu cuisines, and then the Zhejiang cuisine and the Anhui cuisine. Okay, another cuisine is Fujian cuisine, Sichuan cuisines, Hunan cuisines, and the Shandong cuisines. Lastly, I'm going to explain about the taboos Chinese culture. Okay, Chinese culture, you have no choice, you will eat it. Meal served involved feeding yourself, eat 4 bowls of milk, and then the Chinese people will go on saying, "You are being polite, please eat this one as well," leaving a little bit food on your plate. So the second taboo is fill your companion's teacup when it's empty, especially if your companion is older than you. So maksudnya di situ, kalau macam kita sama orang yang lebih tua dengan kita, kalau kita minum ke apakah, kita yang kena tuangkan dorang teh. Kalau dorang punya gelas kosong, kita ndak boleh dituangkan sebab kita lagi muda. Jadi kalau kita rasa kita lagi muda, dorang yang tua, kena kita yang tuangkan minuman kepada mereka. Okay, be punctual, being on time show respect for other. Okay, maksudnya ini kau kena tepati masa lah. Sebab kalau kau diajak jam begitu juga kau datang. Begitulah. Kalau kau janji Cina, kena tepati masa. Okay, this one is cannot use red ink because in Chinese, if we are going to use the red ink is for bad luck and not lucky persons, and then the red ink's only for people who already die. Also, don't do a letter for protesting. Okay, next is don't point out someone feet. Maksudnya kau nggak boleh tunjuk kaki orang, nggak boleh lah kau macam rumus kaki orang tuh, nggak boleh. In Chinese, if you do like that, it's gonna be bullshit. Don't touch someone head. Maksudnya bukan kau nggak boleh sentuh orang pe kepala, bukan begitu. Cuma kalau kau rasa kau yang lebih muda, kau nggak boleh suka-suka sentuh kepala orang yang lebih tua dari kau. That's mean kurang ajar. Jadi nggak sopan. Okay, the most important is Chinese culture cannot make some political comment about Mao. They don't. So another tables is don't pay attention to object that someone has, and then the second one is they feel obligated to give to you. Okay, this tables is means cannot use gold or silver for decorations, especially for spirituals ritual. Also cannot use gold and silver. And then the last is don't be offended when you ask if married. Maksudnya kamu jangan terasa kalau ditanya kamu sudah kawin ke apakah, janganlah kamu terasa. Okay, that's all from me. 谢谢大家. Assalamualaikum.